Okay, this is the hallway ladder we're going up, and this ladder should be insulated, should have been insulated, and it should have been lined so the attic insulation doesn't fall out. Okay, now the other ladder, it had some hardware issues, and this ladder does not, but this ladder should have been insulated. There's this peculiar spring here. Yeah, this spring is broken. Okay, one of the ladder springs is left side, the east side. This is the west side spring. It's broken. It's just held together with a little the little cable that's supposed to go around the wheel. So this ladder's broken. Okay, we're coming on up, and that's rat poison right there. Loose fill fiberglass. What, 3 inches there, maybe 6 inches there. Okay, not unusual for the vintage of the house, but not really energy efficient by today's standards. We've got rigid air conditioning duct. These are the soffit vents. You see the air coming through, the light coming through there? Those are your soffit vents. They're supposed to be lined with baffles to help bring the air across the top so that it doesn't drag across the insulation. And again, this used to be a wood shingle roof. You can tell by the lath right there. Those little boards going crossways. And so at one time they tore that roof covering off, and we got all this debris in the attic. All that combustible debris should have been cleaned out. Really, best case scenario would be to vacuum all this insulation out and replace it to current standards. But it is what it is. This is rigid duct, which is preferable, especially by me. Okay, and then we've got some flexible duct here that's kinked. That's why I don't like flexible duct. It's sagging. I'm not supposed to have more than half an inch sag. That's why I don't like flexible duct. Okay, the air filter is at the unit. It's a 20 by 25 by 1, and it's held in place with a magnet. And this is fine because this furnace is only like 2 years old. Alright? But when this magnet gets tired, and this is old and oxidizes up here in this hot attic, okay, this is going to become brittle. It's going to be hard to service. It's going to leak. Okay, so I'm going to come on along here. These are our purlins. Our purlins are undersized, and which was typical for the time, for the day. But you know, by today's standards, we got some signs of moisture. Anytime you have a strut that's longer than 6 feet, and some of those are pushing a strut longer than 6 feet. Okay, they should have stiffeners or backs on them. T-backs, some people call them. But the furnace looks like it's about 2 years old. So a permit should have been pulled for this. We're coming along here. It does have a sediment trap for the gas line. The evaporator coil looks like it's the same age as the condensing unit. And 2001. What is that? Let me read it. That's going. I was getting it as 11 years old. 2009, 11 years old. The primary evaporator drain line does not have a P-trap, and it's not insulated. This is the safety pan. It does have a float switch, but we do have some rust in the pan. Okay, so that means you probably got rust in your coils as well. I'm not seeing a care and use manual up here. And again, when this was replaced, a permit should have been pulled. This foam reminds me, I didn't mention this earlier on the exterior. Later in the exterior, wherever you watch the movie, more poison. But outside, this foam is no longer acceptable. It should be a rigid foam. It was acceptable 11 years ago. Okay, you got wood struts, ceiling joists, rafters, too close to the fireplace. They all are. It's never going to change, but the Texas Real Estate Commission thinks that I should call that to your attention, and so by golly, there you go. It's too close, just like all your neighbors. Up here you see that water stain right there? This is D, section D, the attic, so I know you've already seen I assume you've already seen the roof covering video, and that's where that buckling was, right at the very top, the worst buckle. Right there you can see where the water's coming through, okay? And then right here we have a split rafter, right there, a split rafter, how about that? Coming along here, try not to fall backwards Not a lot of space up here, I gotta tell you. Alright. I'm telling you. That right there is way down there. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. I usually lose a lot of light when I do this, so I mean the image doesn't come out real well. The larger the aperture. But that right there, that is the vent for your microwave kitchen cooktop vent, and it's disconnected at the roof right there, and it's got cloth tape on it, which is combustible. You're not supposed to have that. And then all these struts are definitely larger than 6 feet. Okay, so all these struts are definitely larger than 6 feet, and they should have had T-backs on them. Again, the vintage of this house is it's not real likely, but what should be. Let me come over here, and then what I'm not seeing here is some of the framing. We got some hips, so valleys over here, so I'm really kind of looking for collar beams, and I'm not seeing any collar beams over here. So, and again, I think that's the rafting style. There were collar beams over the garage, so I just really think that's the rafting. You know, then okay. As I jump around, this is a vent pipe, and it comes up, and they move it to the other side. That's where the buckling was. But that's supposed to be tilted upwards, not downwards. Okay, it's supposed to 2 degrees, 2 degrees in the flow of the air, direction of the airflow, and it's just not doing it. So there's what else can I find up here? Sure, I can find something else. I'll view this video when I get home and make some comments on it.